Hi, thanks for joining in. My name is Basha and welcome to my channel. In today's videos, I would just like to show you a couple of blooming orchids in my collection, and then I would like to show you what's going on in my garden. So this is just kind of mixture. This video will be a mixture of a little bit of orchid growing and a little bit of gardening, because I do need to show you what I'm doing in my garden. I'm quite excited about it. So first of all, this is my vanda, and it's in bloom, and I don't know how many times it bloomed for me now. And this is I think it's a Vanda Gyrec fragrance. I did boast about this Vanda so many times now. And yes, oh my God, the fragrance is just insane. It lasts all day and all night. I think it's, I do not remember now, but I think it's got, obviously it's got Mimi Palmer in its making, and it's got, I think it's got Merili and also the Nisanyana. So obviously you've got Vandas which are fragrant during the day and Vanda that is fragrant during the night. And this beauty is fragrant 24/7. And the fragrance changes. So I think it smells more like Mimi Palmer during the day and like a Denisanyana at night, which is quite unusual. So this one is flowering for me, I think now, is it third or fourth time? It flowers all year round. It hasn't got any preference. And the flowers are gorgeous. Apart from the fragrance, the flowers are absolutely stunning. So this is my number one Vanda. And I think, just to pre-warn you, all the flowers that I'm going to show you now are the flowers on the Vandas, because I can grow Vandas and I can flower them. My failure is Miltonopsis. I cannot grow and I cannot flower them, for the love of God. Anyway, so this is the first one. And Vanda number two, this is a cross of a Vanda, Rincolides Bangkok Sunset and Vanda Tannins Red Lip. It's been in flower for quite some time now, so, and it doesn't look like the flowers are fading, so it's quite long flowering Vanda. The flowers are not big, they're quite small. I used to have Vanda Tannins, mature specimen, and the flowers were a little bit bigger and they were very scented. I cannot detect any scent on this one. It could be because it's quite cold and obviously quite dark, and it's not releasing the fragrance. Maybe it needs that specific temperature and specific light. But this is this gorgeous Vanda. This is the first flowering for me, and I think it's the first flowering for this Vanda in general. So I'm hoping it's going to have fragrance, because obviously it's got two fragrant parents. So I was hoping for a mixture, but I don't know. However, the flowers are quite gorgeous. I mean, the pink lip, it's absolutely stunning. And it's quite pink, it's vivid pink. And then, which reminds me of Rincolides Bangkok Sunset. And then you've got the petals and sepals, which are looking exactly like Vanda Tannins. MV Tannins. So I think, in respect to a makeup, of the flowers, you can see the clear similarity to both parents. Fragrance, not so much, but again, it could be just that it's not hot enough for it. So this is my second Vanda. And my third Vanda, that's in flower. Now, the flowers are not open yet, but I thought I'm going to document anyway, because this Vanda has gone through quite a problems. So basically it lost all the roots, and it wasn't growing any roots, and no matter what I did, it was just the roots were just kind of desiccating and rotting at the same time. And so I've potted it in the clay pot with some very chunky lava rocks, and it started to slowly grow roots, and I didn't expect it to grow a flower spike as well. The roots are, I mean, there is a few roots. The plant is by no means perfect, and it's a little bit, I would say, a little bit dehydrated, but I'm gonna show you the flowers and document them, just in case if it kills over. So this is Vanda Dr. Anek crossed with Vanda tessellata. I meant to have gorgeous kind of roseberry in color flowers with beautiful speckles. Obviously, being Dr. being tessellata, I would expect it to be a little bit fragrant. As you can see, the top of the spike is already drying off, so I don't know if it's going to progress or not. I had the vanda in spike previously, my previous video, I think, that I filmed, and it only opened maybe 1 or 2 flowers, and it just, the flower spike died. So I think I'm scared that this is gonna follow its steps as well. But anyway, nevertheless, so this is vanda, Dr. Annick cross with vanda tessellata, and fingers crossed it will flower for me. And my last one is my little overachiever, as I call it. This is Vanda Pinky Red, and it has got quite a few spikes, but this is the first one that is opened, and as you can see, the flowers are beautiful. The scent is absolutely stunning. It's vanilla mixed with honey. I love this fragrance. Like I said, this flower display is not very impressive. It has got another 1, 2, I think 3 spikes to open, but I thought I'm gonna just film this one. The flowers are quite small, but they're not just like Vanda Volcata, or but they're very fragrant. What I'm just checking, it's got this gorgeous long spur, which I've never actually noticed. So the flowers, sepals and petals are quite they've got kind of like a speckles of, I would say, burgundy red. And the pattern is quite random, but then it's got a spur which is very dark, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm just checking if every single flower, yeah, every single spur is very dark. So the lip is very dark and kind of meaty in substance, and then you've got a spur, obviously, which is like on falcatas, and obviously that spur is dark. It's quite long as well, and then you've got the flower stalk, which is quite wide, which is weird combination, but this is my next and final flowering vanda. I do have quite a few in spike, but obviously they're just at the beginning of the spiking, so there's no point of filming those. However, now I'm gonna move on to my garden. I will take you outside. So this is my garden outside, and when I have moved, I'm gonna be quite quiet because obviously I'm filming and there's a lot of neighbors now. When I moved in, it was just a gravel in the garden, and about 4 years ago we decided to put grass because the gravel was just I don't know who did the job, but it wasn't great. So we moved the grass, and the grass I'm just gonna walk now through, and the grass wasn't great either. I think the people that put the grass, again, did not do a great job. It's quite patchy, as you can see here. The soil in my garden is pure clay, so it's not ideal because it's quite heavy soil. And you can see there's a lot of patches. I've got a dog sometimes coming out in the garden, and there's a pot that was quite windy and it blew over. And last year I decided that, you know what, I need some color in this garden because pure grass is just nothing, is boring. Last year this has happened to the fences as well, because it was very wet year we had last year, very wet spring, and I've got this green algae which I need to remove this year anyway. So last year I did the borders, but they were very narrow, and I planted a little bit. I planted, I think, honeysuckle here, and it's took over massively, and it bloomed for me as well. Excuse my daddy for the dog. And I planted also some acer trees, all different varieties. So that one is growing here. Obviously all the deciduous, so they all lost their leaves, but they're going to be growing the leaves back because they already have those gorgeous buds, as you can see here. That one especially has got a lot of buds coming through. And so I planted quite a few acers, all different variety. But you know, acers take a long time to grow. This is my jasmine as well, which was growing, but it was growing in a full sun. This garden is southwest facing garden, so it does get a lot of sun, especially in the summer it gets scorched. The plants get scorched. So I moved this one in a little bit of shade because my garden is shaped in like a triangle. So you can see here, it comes into a triangle, and yeah, so that triangle doesn't get much sun, but then the rest, it kind of, as you go into the rest of the garden, progress into the rest of the garden, it gets a lot of sun. Okay, so my battery ran out as I was doing the video. So as I was saying, this garden is triangular in shape, and you have got it's a southwest facing, so you've got a bit of a shade here, and then you've got this little corner when it's mostly shaded, and then as you're going towards the house, it's becoming a sun trap. So I have it was in the beginning just the pebbles, and then we've put some grass, and now I'm adding borders, and the borders obviously will be getting wider and wider and wider. I'm adding some extra plants which I'll be updating you on. I've added a variety of plants, lots of roses, phlox, clematis, ranunculus, I can't even pronounce it. This gorgeous buddleia, which is called Morning Mist, I think, anniversary, silver anniversary, Morning Mist. And then I've got wisteria, which we planted last year. This one is variegated one, and this border I've added this year. Here you're gonna see my shadow, and obviously that border is gonna be a bit, I think, widened, because I do want to plant some more plants in here. And this bit is where the sun stays the longest, and then I've got some roses there, and some empty pot with some roses to be planted in. And then this side, excuse me, this is just a mess here. And this side is also a sun trap. So you've got some grasses. I've got some pampa grass, the dwarf variety, some roses. I've got the buddleia here, and this one little one, it's called berries and cream, which is going to be quite interesting. Again, roses, and another pampas grass on the end. And then going back again to the beginning, which is my oldest plant, which is the honeysuckle. So yeah, this is the project for this year. For this year is to extend the borders even more, and to make sure that this fence is completely covered. I hate the green on this fence completely. I'm not sure if I'm gonna clean it up before the plant's gonna cover it, but yeah. Also, another thing is I'm doing another project is I'm planting loads of dahlias. I've had some dahlias last year, and they do grow beautifully, and I dug out the I left them over the winter in the ground, and I dug out tubers this spring, and they were absolutely enormous. So I'm planting a lot of dahlias. There will be, however, on the patio in the pots, because slugs and snails, I was fighting last year massively, and it was stressing me out. So I think I'm gonna keep it in the pots this year, but I've got some beautiful pastel colored varieties. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and this is now the state of the garden, but I hope this will change throughout the season. Thank you. Bye.